Hey everybody, One of Wisdom here. Sunday, October 27, 2013. I think it's a little after 1 a.m. Just unboxed Series 2 Blizzard Chill, the first of our Series 2 Skylanders. Really nice repos there. Wow, pal, should be interesting. That said, we're going to move on now. This is probably one of the overall most popular Skylanders, at least based on what I do, that garners me, feedback from the fans out there. That, of course, as you can probably tell, would be Pop Fizz. In this case, Super Gulp Pop Fizz, his Series 2 form, as you see in Skylanders Swap Force. I started to do a really cheesy intro about, hey, you know what time it is? It's Pop Fizz time. I decided not to do it. My apologies if anyone thought that would have been cool. That said, fear not about the display. This will be the last time I can save it, at least with brand new stuff, so I will do just that. We'll pick up Big Bang Trigger Happy. We will pull Super Gulp Pop Fizz. Stick Trigger Happy in. I guess I should have Spyro with his faithful trio there. But this is Super Gulp Pop Fizz. He is in single pack form right now. $9.99 is the retail price. So far, I have not had trouble finding this guy anywhere online, in person, Target, Toys R Us, GameStop. I avoid Walmart when possible. I'm assuming they probably have plenty of stock as well. But first thing you note, pretty cool artwork. Got the nice purple color again. Rounded corner for the Series 2. Series 2 emblazoned on the side of the package. Similarly, you've got it right there. Super Gulp Pop Fizz. The motion, actually it's the motion of the potion. I always say the motion of the potion. Not quite sure how I feel about this pose. I'll have to get it out and kind of check. It's pretty neat. I don't know, I'll have to see what it looks like. I feel like the artwork, like on the packaging and the card, might look better than the pose. That's just my personal opinion. But again, I'll give it until I get him out. That may change my mind. On the back side, feature how to use me is just Stealth Elf. Right there, he looks great in the game. That's really the main thing, I suppose. Super Gulp Pop Fizz Series 2 back and better than ever. New WoW POW and increased level cap to 15. Right there, your featured characters: LC, Starstrike, Lava Barfruptor, Bumbleblast, and Slobbertooth. As you note, just like with Series 2 Blizzard Chill, will work in Swap Force, will work in Giants, will not work in SSA. That's to be expected. If Pop Fizz didn't work, this guy's not going to work. That's it. This is actually the fourth iteration of this character. Despite it being Series 2, this is literally the fourth version of Pop Fizz you can have. Good news for the Pop Fizz fans out there. We'll go ahead and cover them for you. Right here, from the beginning, we've got Pop Fizz. You can see by the orange base there, the blue coloring. This is his standard Skylanders Giants pose and form. Essentially, if you wanted to call Series 1 Pop Fizz, that is what people would be referring to. However, they could be referring to Punch Pop Fizz. If you think, wait, why is he red? It looks just like the other guy. What's the deal? Just like with Dark Spyro, which is now confusing because there's a Dark Spyro from the Wii, or the GameStop exclusive starter pack for Swap Force. But going back to the 3DS for SSA, first time it came out, they put different characters in that starter pack. One of them was special, that of course being Dark Spyro. In Giants, they did the same thing. It's actually duplicate characters, but the special one, it was Punch Pop Fizz that you see here. Now, the 3DS version, we've got Volcanic Eruptor. Looks just like Lava Barfruptor, but he's black. You've already seen me unbox him. If you haven't, go back, check that out. I'll also bring him back over when we open up Lava Barfruptor. But that's essentially, like I said, Series 1 Pop Fizz down there, standard form. Technically, you could call this Series 1. Most people can refer to him as just strictly Punch Pop Fizz. Again, exclusive to the 3DS version here in the U.S. Some people do buy the 3DS starter packs, break them down, sell him for half the price. And I always tell people, buy a 3DS for gosh sakes. The game is an entirely different story. You get more money. It basically doubles your money's worth in terms of all the characters working with the game. Particularly with Swap Force, it's really nicely done. You've got the entire character inventory on the screen, meaning you only have to load the character one time. But if you're wondering, wait, that's only two, you said there were four. That's because of this guy. This is Light Core Pop Fizz. His pose was slightly changed, based on the original renderings. Still, it was pretty cool. One of the more unique light-up effects, I suppose. That said, in order to join those 3 Pop Fizzes, we need to get Super Gulp Pop Fizz out. First thing that came to my mind when I saw this was that would have been a really good light core. This one was actually pretty good too, but I mean, you just have to picture how much light you could get to come out of that, beaker. This actually is a beaker, I believe. But we'll go ahead and open him up, cover the backstory, take a look at the figure, compare him to his 3 companions there. Alright. Hoping that this is just like Blizzard Chill, and he just slides out, there's no tape on the nameplate or anything. That looks to be the case, so I'll turn that upside down. There we go. That's a lot easier for me not having to deal with the tape, so I'm happy there. Super Gulp Pop Fizz. What I like to do, come in, find that 45-degree angle, bend that back. His is pretty easy. Chill's was kind of hard to get under the base, but I like to grab him by the base, work the plastic, not the actual figure. We'll take a look at him in a second. It's not quite as heavy as you'd think it would be. You can actually tell that beaker's hollow. Now the trickier part with these single packs, at least in this style, you want to bend that down and then just kind of tilt that back. And of course I don't want to dement the card, so I just kind of try to come in, gently grab them and pull without bending. And that worked pretty well as well. First thing we'll take a look at is a sticker sheet. You got the same character artwork. Again, do what you want to, posters, storage boxes, etc. Super Gulp Pop Fizz, as indicated, there's a QR code, there's a web code for your mobile games underneath that. Taking a look at his stats, power 80 of 200, armor 50 of 200, agility 50 of 200, and luck 130 of 200. Add that all together, we've got 230, 310. So once again, a launch day character sitting at 310 out of 800. I think we can see a pattern developing. Now the moment of truth. First thing I note is Pop Fizz seems a little smaller and less detailed, probably because of the beaker. Doesn't look bad, just I feel like his other poses were pretty dadgum good in SSA. It's got those same kind of double trouble eyes, so that's cool. The gloves, very nicely done. He really actually looks pretty good now that I turn him around. I think the front side lacks detail more than the back might be what it is. He's got the backpack. Check out if it comes into focus sometime. Anyway, take my word for it, that raised area right there has the Magic Elemental logo. It's got the same kind of like brown bracing, tape around his ankles. This bottle actually looks like an antique. You can tell, like I said, you can kind of squeeze it, tap it, tell it's hollow. The lid, it's not like a real cork or anything after Star Strike. I was thinking, I wonder what they did there. Just painted kind of a tan brown color. It is kind of cool the way they did it on the base. It's sitting there kind of at an angle. That was a nice touch. Got the gold trim down here. Don't see any elemental logos mixed in there. That could be some sort of coating by someone. Seems to be on here pretty well. I'm sure some people will break him off incidentally, and I bet others are going to attempt to break him off. And then you could do Lord knows what with him, stick him to all kinds of stuff. But not a horrible repose, just me personally. This was really good. I mean, for a first pose, felt like the detail was nice, particularly on the front side. He does have that. It's just, I don't know, maybe it's the angle or the mouth not being open as much. There's just something, I feel like the hands, obviously, you can see the nails right there, a gray color. The glove was brown and gold. It's just kind of all gold on this one. The backpack, I feel like it was a little better detailed here, although this one does have purple bottles to match. That is important for this one. Something about it, I don't know, for some reason, I kind of prefer the original pose, and even the light core pose. I think it's probably just because I feel like here I'm looking at more of a purple bottle than I am of, Pop Fizz. But that said, there is a reason for that. If you recall, his name is Super Gulp Pop Fizz. It's kind of the adjective before the little letter there. What happens when you go and you upgrade him, you get the ability to kind of alternate potions. You got, I think, red, yellow, and purple, I think, if I'm remembering correctly. Might have been orange. But they each do something different. What the purple ones do is they kind of like summon, little characters, help, you battle enemies essentially. What happens now with his Wow Pal, which is called Beaker Buddy, I believe, when he actually does that, one of them at random will actually turn into this giant bottle. I don't know what kind of damage it's going to do. The strategy guide suggests having one active at all times if possible, so assuming it's going to be pretty impressive. But you just activate that, throw it out there, and then as soon as it goes away, you want to kind of try to keep throwing out some purple potion and get the Beaker Buddy back. So that makes a lot of sense. Again, it's kind of like Gilgrunt's Giant Anchor, Trigger Happy, Riding a Bomb, Eruptor, Barfing Lava, Twin Blade, Chop Chop. You got two swords, the shield is gone. So in that sense, it was kind of like a risk deal, but I mean, I suppose it's done pretty well. There's a nice kind of like glass prism look to the bottle. I think you can kind of see it there. I mean, it literally does have that antique look to it, so that's kind of cool. But again, for me, I think I just feel like there's more of an emphasis on the bottle than the character or something. So some of you may love it, some of you may hate it. I don't necessarily hate it. I feel like the original pose was, better than this one. So that's what I'll stick to. Story on this guy, pretty cool. Nobody is quite sure who Pop Fizz was before he became an alchemist, least of all Pop Fizz himself. After many years of experimenting with magical potions, his appearance has changed quite significantly. In fact, no one even knows his original color, but it's widely known he is a little crazy. His experiments are reckless, and the accidents they cause are too numerous to measure. Understandably, he has had a difficult time finding lab partners or anyone that even wants to be near him. In hopes of making himself more appealing to others, he attempted to create the most effective charm potion ever, but that just turned him into a big wild berserker. Or maybe that's how he saw the potion working in the first place. So, again, he is an insanely popular character, very fun, pretty good down either path, in all honesty. Now the big draw here with the Series 2, number 1, you got to repose if you really like it. Number 2, you got a level cap of 20, but number 3, and the biggest reason, is he's now got that Beaker Buddy Wow Pal. So, should add a nice little element there to Super Gulp Pop Fizz joining again the ranks of the previous 3, Light Core Pop Fizz, Punch Pop Fizz, and Pop Fizz himself. So, that's that, $9.99. Again, I haven't had any trouble tracking him down in any form. Haven't seen any shortages or alarming disappearances. So I feel like he's pretty well stocked, shouldn't have much trouble. That said, don't wait until Christmas Eve or something, if that's your plan. Just kind of be smart about it, look for sales, take your time in that regard. But if you really want him and he's available, consider picking him up as opposed to trying to, bring in Christmas through eBay pirates or something. That's it. That's about all I've got on this guy. I am excited to see what exactly Beaker Buddy's going to do. It almost makes me inclined to go down the mad scientist path with this one. Might just do that. But that said, questions, comments, feel free to ask here on YouTube. For a quicker response, I suggest you use the blog, oneofwisdom.com. Link at the top of the video description box will take you straight to the post directly related to Super Gulp Pop Fizz. You'll see his picture, lineup picture with his 3 buddies down there, packaging, which I realize now I did not take. I might have one. I might have taken one a long time ago and just forgotten it, but should have had that. My apologies there if I don't have one. You saw it in the video though, so I guess it doesn't matter. But stats, the stories, all that stuff's going to be on the blog, so check that out. Also, if you like this pose better than his Series 1, feel free to post up. Same thing if you like the Series 1 better than this one, like I myself do. Feel free to leave your thoughts there. Might make that a poll, actually. Since he is such an overwhelmingly popular character, might get some good feedback there, kind of see how the Skylander Nation reacts to this repose. Do think it's unique. Again, it's just like I said, I feel like it's kind of a 60-40 deal with the Beaker, which again makes sense with the Wow Pal. But when I look at how good, even after all this time of not seeing Punch Pop Fizz in a long time, or Light Core Pop Fizz, those are just some really good poses and very well detailed in my opinion. So I will leave it at that, though. Again, might crank that poll out. If I do, I'll definitely let you know. As always, make sure you're subscribed. That'll keep you up to date here on YouTube. You can follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook, circle me on Google+, whichever you prefer. Again, thanks for watching, and as Pop Fizz would say, it's the motion of the potion.